Hey you guys, today we're gonna draw with only one color. Usually my drawings have loads of colors, but in this episode I'm gonna try to create something using only yellow. This challenge has been done by many artists on YouTube and I liked it, so I decided to make my own version. Let's gather all the shades of yellow I have around the house, and I'm sure there's something left from the previous projects that will fit perfectly for what we need today. Now that everything's ready, let's get to drawing. Yellow, the color of lemons, Pikachu, and the color of today's sketch. Let's play some music and see what we'll draw. I'll be using Procreate on the iPad and I'll change the sketch color to yellow with the stylus. I wanna have a main character doing something, I don't know, maybe interacting with other smaller characters, but right now I need to come up with a good composition. I draw the bunnies using a few simple shapes, mostly circles. This helps me save a lot of time when coming up with an idea. Once I'm happy with how it looks, I can add further details. The brush I'm using is called Peppermint and it comes pre-installed with the app. It feels very similar to a regular pencil. I gotta say this is one of my favorite brushes and I use it daily. After finishing the sketch and some cleanup, it's time to transfer this onto the canvas. For this I'll need carbon paper, a pen and of course the sketch. This is the only part where I won't be using yellow because I couldn't find yellow transfer paper. But this is the best method for transferring the sketch onto the canvas. This way the drawing retains all of its details and it helps me move faster, especially when I have to film the drawings and I'm focused on the lighting, on how to position the camera to get a good shot. This is a shortcut I often take when I want the drawing to fit well on the surface I'm working on. The only thing you need to keep in mind is not to press too hard with your hand on the paper to avoid leaving marks on the canvas. The pen is perfect for this because it has the right pressure between the canvas and the transfer paper, so you'll get clean lines every time. I like to take my time with this part of the process because it's very important for the sketch to come out well. The idea is that the background characters have thinner outlines than the main characters. I hope this adds some depth to the drawing. So far the characters look good. Even though there are many, it's not very crowded and each one is clearly visible. I'm very curious about what's on the other side and I feel like tearing up the tape to see. But we're almost done. I finished the last details on the background and then we can move on to the main character. Here I need to be careful not to ruin the outline because it's thicker and I need to trace both the inside and the outside of the line. These types of projects where I can relax and create my characters are the most rewarding for me, especially when I can share them with you. And if you like them too, I'm looking forward to your feedback. I'm curious about what other things you like to see more on the channel. Alright guys, it's time to see how our sketch looks like on the canvas. It turned out great, all the details seem to be there. Okay guys, the moment you've all been waiting for, let's get to colors. For this I've chosen a few shades of yellow that match the characters I've drawn on the canvas. I use brushes and markers to color the bunnies, but the surface I'm drawing on is quite small and full of details, so I need to be careful when filling it. I'm very curious about what brushes you use when you draw. I generally use some cheap brushes because I have a very bad habit of forgetting to wash the brushes when I paint with acrylics. So the next time I use them they're hard and don't work so well. Is it worth buying some more expensive ones? I look forward to discussing more on the Discord channel, the link will be in the description. I started coloring the drawing from left to right so I wouldn't smear the wet paint with my hand. The more carefully we work, the easier it will be to clean up later and this will help us when we outline. I enjoy tackling challenges like this because it's a great way to learn new things and step out of the comfort zone. When you have a limited number of colors, it makes you more mindful of where and how to use them. Honestly, at first I was a bit hesitant due to the color limit, but everything went smoothly and I will definitely repeat the challenge with other colors. It would be very cool to have a series like this. For now, let's finish coloring the drawing and think about future projects afterward. I'm halfway through the background and I like how it's shaping up. I cannot wait to see how it looks after all the characters are colored, but there's still a bit to go, so enjoy. Okay, almost done with the paint. I'll add a few more details to make sure everything is in order and then we can move on to the outline. I cannot wait to see how it looks when I add the darker color over the yellow. For the outline I'm gonna use different size markers, 0.5, 1 and the brush marker. This time I look for some that match today's theme, and I was lucky to find those that have a shade of brown, the closest thing to yellow. I gotta say this is the most important part of the whole process, so I need to be very careful not to ruin the drawing. I hope I can draw straight lines since the canvas has this harsh texture and I think it would have been better if I had applied a few more layers of primer before starting. But it's too late now. There's not much I can do except to be very careful and hold the liner firmly. I started the drawing from the left side to the right so I wouldn't smear the marker with my hand. Apparently it takes a while to dry and there's a risk of smudging the outlines of the characters. But after I finish, I'll definitely apply a few layers of varnish to ensure the paint doesn't peel off in the future. But there's still a long way to go. For today's drawing, I used liners of 3 sizes, 0.5, 1 and the brush marker. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the larger one, so I'll use the brush marker to fill the larger spaces. And yeah, it works pretty well, but it takes a lot of time. It's very satisfying when I finish outlining a character and see that everything fits together perfectly, even though there are many objects on the canvas. It took a few days of filming and drawing, but I'm happy with how it looks. It turned out exactly as I imagined, a central character painting a world full of bunnies. Okay guys, the moment we've been waiting for, I'm almost done with the outline, all the details are in place, now it's time for those cool reveal shots. that's it for today's episode, guys. I'm really glad I tried this challenge, and I gotta say it took me out of my comfort zone, but in the end it was worth it. This is how the canvas looks in my hand. Pretty nice, right? And if you wanna stay updated with everything I post, don't forget to click the bell icon. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to your feedback in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, see you right here on the Bunny Network.